What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out Before We Leave, which you'll recall about a year and a half ago I did a video on this game, coming out in early access on the Epic storefront. The game is coming out very, very soon on May 13th on the Steam platform. So what better time to wet your whistle and get excited for it if you're not necessarily stoked about Epic. It's coming to everybody's favorite platform very, very soon in about a week. So anyways, if you've never seen this game before, it's a post-apocalyptic city builder where you are rising from the ashes of a bunker and you are rebuilding the scenescape of the world and then using the technology and things that you find to go to other planets. So it's got a bit of an interplanetary sort of, I guess, motif going with it as well. Your goal is not necessarily to stay on the planet, it's to leave and go to other planets all the way through the tech tree. And so you start out very humbly with like stone cutters and wood cutters and stuff like that. And as time goes along, you'll be manufacturing spaceships and getting on out there. Let's dive on in, take a look at the game, spend about 25 minutes with it, and see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list. If you did want to add it to your wish list, I got a link for you down below in the description that's going to be next to my community hub, my Discord, my Twitch stream where I'm live most days of the week. There's a pretty good chance we'll try to play this game in the near future because I really want to bite down on it. So if you don't get a good idea of the game from today's video, or at least not enough to make a decision on, you can come watch me do it live. Let's start on off. This game does have very customizable difficulty as far as accessibility goes, so you can change things all around. If you want a very peaceful city building experience with no threats whatsoever, you can do that. You can make it harder if you want. It's up to you how you want to play the game. I'm going to leave everything on the defaults though. We can decide how many planets we want to have in our overall growth, and then our game seed, ratchet up to the maximum. That's what I'm all about. Turn the lever till it hits 11 and break it off. That's what Splatty believes in. In all things, no moderation, just act, do stuff. So here we are. We've started out with our basic bunker over here. I can go through and I can bulldoze these roads. I'm not a huge fan of the starting default roads. I tend to get rid of them because road building is very, very important in this game. Roads are basically going to give you access and lock off your access to various areas. And so I'd very much like to get that sort of like out of the way. I don't like how they circle it with roads right at the beginning. Not my favorite thing. So anyways, I don't know if it'll let me bulldoze that last one right there. I think we have to have at least one road so that they can access the surface. I'm thinking we got to build our road network first before we get things started. We got a little bit of stone down here. We got some trees and things around. Absolutely love the lighting effects in this game, and I'm actually a big fan of the graphics too. They went with very low animated, low poly characters that walk around because honestly, you're probably not going to zoom in and look at them much anyways. But when it comes to the macro details of the game, I think they really captured sort of the contours and the depth and the textures of all the little things that are around, and the lighting just makes that stuff really, really pop. Over here, we've got an ancient technology pile. We can't do anything with that just yet, but building a road to it might not be the worst plan. I am going to get rid of this road right here because I like to keep things all neat and tidy. The first thing we're going to need is we are going to need some houses for people to live in. I think it'd be a good idea. How do I want to do this? Let's take a look around. So we've got a big pile of a generator right there. Okay, we've got a boat on that side that we can rebuild at some point. It looks like we've got a lot of trees, actually. There's a lot of trees in the way. A significant volume of trees causing problems for us right now. All right. Well, in that case, what I think is actually a good idea is we should take a road and we should run it over to here. That way we've got access to these trees for our lumberjacking. I think what I'd like to do right now is I would like to begin by placing some houses. I'm going to try to do this carefully because I don't want my road network to be all messed up as time goes along. I think having something kind of like this right here will work out pretty well. I don't know what that is right there. There's a thing, a stasis box. It's got preserved objects. Oh, it's full of stone. Nice, dude. It's usually kind of hard to get stone in the beginning of the game, and so I'm actually pretty pleased about that. We got to build some houses so that our little people can live inside of it. We've only got one guy right now, and he's like all by his lonesome. I think we go with a house right there, go with a house right there, go with a house. It seems okay. We can put a house right there, and then like a house right there. Yeah, we'll just get it started. We'll put in our first little subdivision on this side. The roads do get kind of messy in this game. I'm not a huge fan of the way that the roads generate. as you play the game. Like, you end up with lots of weird little snaky roads, and I'm kind of like OCD about games like this. I like it to be organized, and so, like, the roads sometimes bother me with the way they connect and move around. But, like, macro scale, it's not really going to matter. Now that we've got 4 houses out, I think it's a really good idea that we get a couple of wood choppers rocking so that we can start gathering wood. Those need to be adjacent to the road, and they need to be adjacent to some trees. And so there's our 2 wood choppers right there. Looking good. Looking real good. The houses are up and running, and as you can see, our pop cap is increased. This pop cap basically dictates how many people we have running around the village that are able to do tasks like build a thing, pick up a thing, manufacture a thing. I don't know if the game actually has like a very real spreadsheet for figuring that stuff out. It does look like we have a lot of overlays and stuff over here, and so it looks like you can kind of get to the bottom of things if you really want to. Our first 2 wood chopping huts are up. Very nice. Absolutely in love with the way that that's playing out over there. This right here is a transmogrifier. It will turn wood into tools when we end up needing them. And we will run out of tools at some point, so it's going to be a good idea to capture that and make sure that it's a part of our society. I'm going to build a road out this way. I'm going to build a road right here. We're going to get our Caltrans on. There we go. And so we built ourselves a road. You can't build a road effectively unless you have 1 guy with a shovel leaning on it and 5 guys sitting in the truck. So I prefer that you guys right there, I need maximum procrastination out here. Remember, you're on the government dime, okay? That means you don't have to work super hard. You can kind of just like make the contract cost a lot and just like wait a really long time to get things. It'll be fine. Nobody's going to complain about it. They will pay whatever you write on the check. I promise. Oh, they're actually going through these trees over here. I didn't realize they could actually destroy the tile. I'm learning new things right now. Okay, well, other stuff that's going to be required in order for us to long-term thrive. We're going to need a couple of farms. I think that's a good place to start out. I don't know if I want to crisscross applesauce over here and get a few more, like, roads going on that side. I would love to have, like, another farm out on this side, but I just don't think it's going to work out that way. So, in leaving access for a stone cutter right there, I think we put a farm right here, and I think we put a farm right there so we can start getting ourselves some munchies that people can eat on. On top of that, we are going to need a well at one point or another, so I think I'll put a well right there so that we can supply ourselves with water, because after all, human beings like to drink. We all like to wet our whistle from time to time. Okay, and with 14 people working in the village right here, it looks like our first farm is up. I see people running around with hay forks and pitchforks and all that kind of good stuff. We should start generating some food. You can take a look at the top. Right here, we've got all our resources, our wood, our tools, our stone, what island we're on. There's also going to be kind of like a readout so you can determine how happy your people are. There's going to be food resources right here, so if there's a little up arrow, it means you're gaining. If there's a little down arrow, it means you're losing. And you can do that for pretty much everything that's manufactured, everything that's gathered, all that kind of stuff. Now, we're going to need to get some science up and running. Without the science, I don't see us getting a whole lot of things done, unfortunately. The generator is going to pollute this entire area, so apparently I've made a big issue for myself in building all my houses along this thoroughfare. We'll slowly relocate them to another spot so that we can put all of our pollution-generating stuff over on this side. But for right now, I feel like we're in okay shape. How long does it take for this forest? Oh, it regrows. Very nice. Hell yeah, I'll take that. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the forest being completely decimated by our technological advancements. We don't have like a Saruman in the Ent Forest type thing happening right here. They should forgive us. The Ents will be upset for a little while, but we'll bargain, Dormammu. We'll do what we've got to do in order to make it all function. We do need to get some research up and running. I think that's a really smart place to start. I think I'm going to bulldoze some of these forests down here. Just kind of get rid of some of them so that we have a little bit more equitable building space down this way. That's probably what I'll start with, and then we'll kind of branch off and make like a little road down here. Sort of runs down this way again, and I guess we'll just have kind of like a cul-de-sac on this side where it all sort of connects. Cul-de-sac means bottom of the bag in French. For those of you that have lived in the suburbs your entire life but never quite known what cul-de-sac means, that's exactly what cul-de-sac means. It means bottom of the bag. We need to get a research station up. So we can go with a library. This will research new inventions using the knowledge of the ancients. And the explorer's hut will convert junk that we find around from old ruins and stuff like that. It'll convert it into research. So we probably need to start off with that too. Let's take a look over here. So this guy right here is going to gather and process ancient technology. So we want him to kind of be up here and adjacent to that ancient technology, I would think. And then in order to keep things a little bit organized, I think it's probably a good idea if we drop the other building. Let's do it. I'm going to block this off so that we can't access this area over here. And if it ends up being the case that I need to get over that way, I will, but I'm not really planning on going in that direction. I'm planning on going this direction. And as soon as we have enough wood, I can convert some of these into tools. So there we go. We'll convert 15 wood into some tools. That's going to give us a little bit of a wood shortage for a little while, but it'll be okay. It'll provide us with 5 tools, though, which we're absolutely out of, and that's going to 100% create kind of an artificial stopgap for any progress that we're planning on making right now. It looks like they're feeding the wood on into the machine. Can I tell them to claim this? How do I get them to claim the stasis box? It doesn't look like anything special. It looks like a treasure chest full of rocks to me. That's what it looks like to me. These pirates have been doing a markedly bad job at filling up their treasure chests lately, but what do I know about anything? Oh my, that was animated more than I expected. Okay, well, produce my tools for me. Hey, we got 5 tools right there. Very nice. I would say we can probably run another batch of 5 tools just to make sure that we have enough for the future, but after that we're going to let our wood replenish, and we'll probably pause production over here just to make sure that we don't run out of anything. I don't want to be running out of stuff. So what are we running out of over here? We're running out of food. I don't have enough people growing crops for right now, so we've obviously got to get on top of that. Let's go with another potato farm. We'll go ahead and drop that on over right there. That looks good. This will just be kind of our little agricultural area, our little Aggie Dome over down on this side. Welcome to the Aggie Dome, where we grow many spuds and tubers for your pleasurable consumption. And then on this side, it looks like we're building up some tools. And I think I'm probably going to pause it after that batch. Yeah, let's just pause it after that batch. I want to see, is this stuff in storage, or is this stuff just chilling over here? I'm going to pause it for right now. We'll make more tools as necessary. So now we have our research, and we've got 14 science to play around with. You'll see that this guy is gathering up all the trash from this spot right here, and he's taking it on into there. And then if you look at his work queue, he's taking the trash and he's converting it into research. And so, not too bad. Not too bad at all. And then a guy will come from over here, grab that, and then bring it back on over here for research purposes. Huzzah! We have accomplished one of the basic human tasks. So, with our tech tree, it's gotten bigger since the last time that I played the game. That's good to know. I would say, ooh, we're going to need a little bit more science, but I'll go with mining, because that seems like a good thing. I haven't researched a prerequisite technology. Are you sure? Oh, we've got elevators and warehouses. Okay, we'll research the elevator. And then we'll research that. And it looks like we've got that queued up, and that's going to be all of our science for right now. The good news is we can build the elevator right here to get up to this top level, and then we can harvest these old ancient battle mech robots and these cities for stone and technology and, like, more ancient technology right there. It's going to be great, I promise. You're going to enjoy it. There's nothing to worry about. Everything's going to work out and be absolutely, positively fantastic. All right, so is our food gaining now? That's all that I really want to know. Our water seems to be slightly going downwards, and our food seems to have hit an equilibrium. Glad to see that. Elevator research is done. Hell to the yeah, brother. And then we've got 4 research over here ready to rock. It looks like they're actually stacking up research pretty good on this side, in all honesty. I don't know if they're, like, done with the research when they hit the end right there. Yeah, it looks like they are. So we don't actually officially get the research until it goes through the full cycle and fills up the meter. We can probably ignore that for right now. It looks like we are gaining on food and losing on water right now. So we may need a second well as time goes along. Probably park it right here at this little, I don't know. We can probably park it like right here. Although will they use it becomes the question. Because this one's kind of close to the residential area. Maybe I'll put another one right there, just to make sure we have enough food and water. I'm a big fan of my characters not spontaneously coughing dust and then dying. And so them being like, and then falling over dead is never something that I aspire to as, you know, a fledgling mayor who's trying to be the guy around. It looks like they just harvested that. Yay, he just brought back 5 stone for that. Good for you, man. Don't use our stockpile if you can just pull it out of the pirate chest. That's what's up. That research looks like it is dunsies. We've got mining and we've got elevators. I would like to learn allows the repair of ancient ruined buildings. Sounds pretty cool. I definitely think that that's something that we want to look into. We've got gardening over here. We can do gardening or metalwork or repairing ancient structures. I think I'll probably focus on, well, we don't really need to because we have that manufacturing thing that's making our tools for us. Let's go with repairing. That sounds good. Then we might be able to fix this boat over here. It looks like it takes a lot of materials to fix the boat, but it looks like you get a colony ship, so we can send that to like a different island or something. Huh, that'd be kind of fun. Definitely interested in that. With the elevators, where are those listed at? We've got an elevator right here. It takes 3 tools and 4 wood, and then we could potentially build it like right there. Yeah, do it. There we go. So our elevator's built. So now we can build all kinds of like potato farms up here and then sing the song of our people. Bring me a higher spud. Everybody knows that potatoes taste better the higher the altitude that they are grown at. That's a little known fact about the universe. Don't fact check it. Just trust me. Just trust me. Nobody on the internet would ever lie to you. Nobody. All right. So let's see here. We've got our stone quarry. I think that's a good idea. We should probably grab a hold of that. It looks like this is going to... Oh, it needs an adjacent mountain. Okay. See, I thought that we would put it on the rocks right here. And then, oh, I guess we can just demolish those. They're not even important. All right, well, let's demolish these then. Fine. I don't need big rocks in the middle of my field anyway. So big rocks, I sentence you to death. All the big rocks have been annihilated. That should supply us with wood for the foreseeable future. Let's go ahead and manufacture a few more tools over here just to make sure we stay on top of it. And then I'll take a look in just a minute at what our research has got going on. We've got 18 points to play with. That's not going to allow us to actually do anything. I'm glad to see there's another pile of refuse over here so that our research didn't come to like a grinding stop the second that we got done with that pile right there. So I'm happy to see that. We need a mountain for our stone quarrying, and I don't know exactly what is a mountain. Like this kind of looks like a mountain right here. That's a highland, so that's, I guess, different. Okay. Nothing's looking particularly mountainous over here. I guess I'll play around with it till I find a spot where I can deploy it. Oh, apparently we have to use the buildings as stand-in mountains because we don't have those yet. Okay, well, let's build a little rotorinos that runs up here and sort of gets us into the neighborhood of where we'd like to be. I don't know if I want to assign anybody to that job just yet. We're like really, really good on stones, so I don't think it matters. Looks like all of our meters are right where they need to be. We've got 30 research ready to rock. Let's go after gardening. And so it allows the construction of vegetable fields and orchards, which will make vegetables and fruit, which give you happiness when consumed. Okay, so the potatoes are kind of like the default. But it looks like I got to do the warehouse first. So we'll do the warehouse, then we'll queue that up. I'm a big fan of research queuing. That's one of those things that I look for in any game that has kind of like a research system inside of it. So I'm glad to see that they allow you to queue up research. So as the points come in, you can kind of just forget about it. Fire and forget, and then just let it do its own thing. When he runs out of technology over here, he's going to have to make like a longer run to go get that. But I'm not quite ready to relocate it just yet. It does look like there's a whole bunch of tech. I mean, we're going to run out of tech eventually, and I assume that that's kind of like the onus for why you would want to go to a new island, I guess, with the warehouse. What, pray tell, doth the warehouse do? It stores resources. That's pretty self-explanatory. I probably should have guessed. Seems about right. I don't know what I expected out of a warehouse except for, like, it's like a box, but bigger. It's like a storage box, but, like, larger. Like, so big that you can walk inside of it. That's what a warehouse is. We do need more tools, so hopefully somebody will get on this at some point. I'm going to go ahead and drop that off over here. They'll probably get back to lumberjacking in just a minute. It looks like the forests have completely, entirely recovered. I don't know if this thing is actually going to run out of its ability to aid me, but having a giant magical plumbing pipe that we can throw wood into and pull pickaxes and, like, axes and shears and hoes and all that kind of stuff out of is kind of a cool adaptation. Gardening's going to be done in just a minute. I will probably set up all of our initial gardening to happen like over here, and then we'll cut a road through here, get rid of some of these trees. I'll probably do, oh, there it goes right there. I'll probably put in a few more wood choppers down here too, just to see if we can get it done a little bit faster. We are generating wood. The question becomes, I guess, are we generating wood at the rate that we want to generate it at? We just spent 15 and it's already recovered back to 10, so like I don't think we need more wood right now. I think we're kind of in a magical space. There's new research available. That's good to know. We got 21 points ready to rock, so we can just like throw that into something. Let's go metalworking next so that we can manufacture our own tools. And where do I want to build my next thingamadoober? Well, I figure, since we didn't really get to do anything over here, as soon as this is done, I'll probably put in like a vegetable garden, like an orchard, and like some of the other nice little things that people enjoy. Yeah, might be a good idea to relocate our housing too. It actually, nope, does. I thought maybe it had like a move command. Yeah, it doesn't have a move command. That's fine. That's okay. I can live with that. I was hoping that we could just relocate these by clicking on a move button and they'll tear down and rebuild it in a different spot, but it doesn't look like it works like that. This guy's doing research over here. I think if we tear this down, we can build some housing over on this side so that we can bulldoze this, and then we can reactivate the generator, which gets us into the electrical age. I don't know how we disperse pollution, but we're going to have to figure that out too, because apparently this thing is like powered by tire fires or something. It's saying that a big black smoky smog is going to travel all over the place, and I kind of give heed to warnings like that. I don't know. I'm usually careful about who I give heed to, but in this case, we'll give heed to whoever. Let's see. We'll go house right here, house right there, house right there. And I think one of our houses was not in the range of that. So as soon as those are built, we can wipe these out. And we should be okay. And like, I'll try to only put nasty buildings over here that produce pollution so that we can just kind of isolate it to this coastline. We'll have like a big, nasty, smoggy coastline over on this side. We don't have enough houses for everybody. Obviously, we're going to take a little bit of a happiness hit right there. They are not going to be stoked about the fact that they're going to have to sleep on the ground for a little bit, but like, they'll live, okay? This is a transitional period in the history of our society, all right? You got to accept that sometimes it's not going to be to your liking. The good news is we recovered some of the resources that were required for that. So I think, I like how that's animated right there. I do very much like how everything in the game is animated. So when they work in the fields, the crops grow. They dig that, they dig with their hay fork down on in there. The elevator goes up and down when somebody's on it. Like, I dig that. I think that's good. We've got metalworking, and we've got bridges and schools. I don't think I need a bridge anytime soon, so we'll probably focus on, like, educating our youngins, making sure they be big smart. He's already going up there to gather that, so that's making it take a while for him to generate research, would be my guess. Actually, it doesn't look like it takes too big of a hit. Like, even with the transit time, I think we'll be all right. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Either way, I think we're going to have to move our research focus pretty soon. If I can get the road up and over here, we can put in another elevator that goes down to that one, and then we can have a road that goes down to here, maybe put the research, like, somewhere in between, like at the top of the bluff or something. I don't know. We're going to have to make it optimal at some point, but for right now, it is not optimized. We've got new things that we can build. I've got myself a tea field over here, and I've got myself a vegetable field. Okay. It's saying that I'm going to need more houses, and it seems pretty convinced that I'm doing a bad job right now at housing my citizens. That goes out to there, so I can probably get away with one down here and one right here. I just got to make sure everybody's got a home, man. There we go. We'll throw those in like so. Then across the street, maybe we'll go with like, bulldoze this guy and bulldoze this guy. Maybe we'll have like a road with a bridge that goes across right there right after I said that I didn't need bridges. Yeah, go ahead and build the bridge. We'll learn how to dude, I watch like the most fascinating set of like videos on YouTube about how they built, like during the Renaissance, how they built bridges. And it's like amazing to me that they figured out how to build like complex archway bridges. And like, it's during a time where there was no standardized measurements, and like most of the people working on it didn't know trigonometry or like calculus or like linear or like physics or like anything else. Like, they just flat out like figured it out, and they did it by basically doing it right one time and remembering perfectly how to do it right from then on without missing any steps. with no blueprints or anything else. Kind of incredible, dude. Kind of incredible. I mean, maybe they did have blueprints and stuff, but the video was pretty fascinating watching how they figured out how to build giant bridges that go across, like, massive historical rivers in places like Florence and, you know, places throughout France and England and stuff like that. It's kind of a cool thing to watch. All right, so bridges are almost done. That means that I can begin my engineering project down here. And then for a bridge, where's the bridge at? There it is. So we can make the bridge connect sort of like, hopefully that went good. I don't know if that was actually faced properly. I guess we'll find out. We might end up with like a we might end up with a busted doohickey bridge, okay? I don't want a busted doohickey bridge, but like when the doohickey bridge life calls you, you got to answer the call, man. It's only polite. You can't leave them standing at the door like that. And then we probably want to have like a tea field over here. That sounds cool. I like tea fields. Let's get a tea field. And then we'll go with like a vegetable field as well, just to make people a little bit more happier. Perfect. Yeah, that'll be all right. We don't have enough wood to manufacture more tools just yet, but I'm going to queue it up for the time when that becomes pertinent rather than waiting till the last second. They'll start loading some of the materials in here anyways so that they can start the manufacturing process even if we don't get it done in time. I'd like to see where my unemployment and like how do I know how many people are employed and stuff? Like how do I know? Yeah, there we go. So we've got like one idle peep from what I can tell. Certainly seems that way to me anyways, so we can afford to have like one more building built, which is probably this one in all honesty, and then we're gonna have to expand our population out ever so slightly so that we have enough like people to work on stuff. But yeah, this is before we leave. I'm actually excited to see if I can go to a new planet in it. I hope you guys enjoyed your stay here at the Nerd Castle. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today it was before we leave. Tomorrow it will more than likely be something different. But thank you for hanging out, and I hope I did a good job at justifying your attentions. Bye-bye!